Welcome to the AI for Career Success video overview by Curt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition. This overview is based on the article, The Unseen Currency of AI, Why Every Syllable Matters in the Age of Large Language Models, written by Jason Pellerin and published on LinkedIn on January 3, 2026. Today, we're exploring a critical yet often overlooked aspect of interacting with AI, the very language we use.
You know, it's easy to view large language models as something of a black box, almost like magic. But as this quote highlights, moving beyond that surface-level interaction is where the real power lies. Understanding the mechanics underneath transforms you from a simple user into, well, a master communicator with these systems, which unlocks a serious strategic advantage.
So, here's our roadmap. We'll begin by defining this unseen currency. Then, we'll deconstruct the digital lexicon to understand how AI processes language. After that, we'll examine the high costs involved, explore the art of what's called verbal economy, and finally, tie it all together to show how this becomes your strategic advantage.
Right, so what exactly is this unseen currency? While the outputs of LLMs can seem magical, every single interaction has an underlying cost and structure. Think of every word you type as a transaction. The currency of that transaction is efficiency. And understanding how it's spent is the first step toward true mastery.
To really grasp this, we have to look at how these models actually read our requests. You see, they don't perceive language the way we do, in words and sentences. Instead, they operate on a fundamental unit of information called a token. This is the essential building block for every query you make and every response you receive.
So, a token is formally defined as a discrete unit of text. And it's important to know this isn't always a complete word. The article uses a great analogy. If language is a cathedral, then tokens are the individual stones. A stone could be a whole word, a piece of a word like a suffix, or even just a comma. This granular breakdown is what gives the models their linguistic flexibility.
Let's look at a concrete example to make this clear. If you take the phrase AI's potential, a human sees two words, but the model tokenizes this into four distinct units: the letters AI, then the possession marker, '(s), then the fragment potent, and finally, potential. Every character you input is subjected to this process before the model can even begin its work.
Okay, now for the practical side, because this is where the concept of tokens really impacts your work. Every single one of these tokens, whether it's in your prompt or in the AI's generated response, carries a tangible weight. It has a real cost, and that cost is measured in computational resources, money, and time. We can think of this cost as manifesting in three distinct burdens. First, there's the computational demand placed on the AI infrastructure. Second is the direct financial expenditure from your budget. And third, there's the impact on latency and throughput, basically how fast you get a response.
Let's break that down. Computationally, more tokens simply means more work. It requires more processing cycles, which in turn consumes more energy. At an enterprise scale, this operational footprint can become a significant and often hidden infrastructural expense. The financial side is usually more direct. Most AI services are built on a consumption-based model. Your bill is directly proportional to the total number of tokens processed. And here's the critical part. That includes tokens you send in and the tokens the AI sends back. It's a two-way meter, so inefficient language costs you twice.
And finally, there's the time factor. A higher token count inevitably leads to a longer response time. In a professional environment where efficiency is key, these seemingly small delays in generation can disrupt workflows and hinder the real-time decision-making that these tools are supposed to accelerate.
So given that tokens carry these costs, how do we mitigate them? Well, this leads us to what the article calls the art of verbal economy. This is about cultivating a professional discipline of crafting prompts that achieve the maximum possible effect with the minimum linguistic overhead. It's about precision. The article lays out 5 core strategies to develop this skill: embracing directness, stripping away social politeness, prescribing the exact output format you need, modularizing complex requests into smaller pieces, and utilizing keywords with precision.
Let's look at the first strategy, directness. The inefficient example here is filled with conversational filler. Hello, I hope, I was wondering if. These are wasted tokens that provide no useful information to the model. The efficient version is a direct command, yielding the same result for a fraction of the token cost.
Similarly, while phrases like "I would be grateful" or even "please" and "thank you" are standard in human interaction, they are entirely superfluous for an AI. The model doesn't have feelings. These phrases just add to the token count without improving its comprehension of the task at all.
Now, prescribing the output format is an incredibly powerful technique. A vague request might result in a lengthy, multi-paragraph essay costing you a lot in output tokens. By being explicit, 3 bullet points, 1 sentence each, you precisely control the scope and length of the response, which saves tokens and gets you a more useful answer.
For more complex objectives, it's far more effective to break the task down. Instead of one large, intricate prompt, you segment it into a series of smaller, logical steps. This approach not only improves the accuracy of the final output, but it's also more token efficient in the long run by reducing the chance of error and rework.
So how does this all translate into a broader business strategy? Well, this technical skill of efficient prompting is much more than just a cost-saving trick. It compounds over time into significant long-term business value. Being token-aware truly becomes a competitive differentiator.
At the enterprise level, the advantages are clear and multifaceted. You'll see significant cost optimization on your AI spend. Workflows will accelerate, enhancing productivity. The quality and reliability of AI-generated outputs will improve. Your teams become more skilled, and ultimately, you build a more scalable and resilient AI infrastructure.
And really, it all comes down to this powerful idea: the future is efficiently spoken. Mastering concise, effective communication with AI is no longer just a technical skill, it's a core professional competency that directly impacts productivity and your organization's bottom line.
Thank you for watching. This is where we teach you AI and help you get smarter than your competition. To continue learning, subscribe to the AI for Career Success YouTube channel. Please like, comment, and share this video to help us reach a wider audience.